All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast. And for the third part of the show, we are now going to discuss the Houston Astros advancing to the ALCS once again for the seventh consecutive season. So 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Yeah, seven. Seven. They were the only team that didn't get upset. So I talked about how there was going to be one upset. Well, there was one favorite that won. And, of course, it was the Houston Astros. So that's why when people say, well, we got to change the format because it's not fair for these teams that are, have all these off days. Well, look at the Houston Astros, for example. How come they were able to deal with it with no problem? Huh? So, yeah. Let's get into it. Let's recap this series here. So, game one was on Saturday against the Twins. They won the game in 4 games. It wasn't a sweep, but they won it in 4 games. So, Justin Verlander on the mound, and of course, he pitched well. The Astros, they scored in the first inning. You know why they scored on the first inning? I'll tell you why. Because Jose Altuve, on the very first pitch that he saw, hits a home run into left field to make it 1-0 Astros. What a surprise there. Then Yordan Alvarez hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the third to make it 3-0. No surprise there. And then in the bottom of the fifth, Abreu, RBI single to make it 4-0. Chas McCormick, an RBI single in the bottom of the fifth to make it 5-0. The Twins actually did make it interesting at one point. Jorge Polanco, he hit a 3-run home run in the top of the seventh. Royce Lewis continued his good postseason with a home run to make it 5-4. Yordan Alvarez hit another home run to make it 6-4, and that was the final score there. So Justin Verlander went 6 scoreless innings, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Hector Neris, who I talked about, him improving his stock going into the offseason because he's going to be a free agent. He did not pitch well. He pitched 2/3 of an inning and gave up 4 runs. Abreu got the hold. Presley got the save. On the Twins side of things, Ober, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 earned runs. Kenta Maeda pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. And then after that, there was Thielbar. He gave up a run as well. Paddock and Pagan, they pitched. They didn't give up anything. So, Astros took game 1. Then we move on to game 2. And the Twins actually got the win there in Houston. So that was a big win. You're thinking, oh, okay. All right, so maybe the Twins have a shot. Carlos Correa, the former Astro, he started off the game with an RBI double off of Framber Valdez. Kyle Farmer, he hit a 2-run home run in the top of the third to make it 3-0. Carlos Correa, another hit to drive in 2 runs to make it 5-0. Julian, he singled to make it 6-0. And then in the bottom of the eighth, Yordan Alvarez hit a 2-run home run, make it 6-2, and that was the final score there. Pablo Lopez pitched very well in that game. He went 7 innings, no runs, 6 hits, 7 strikeouts, and the bullpen, held up on their end. And then for Framber Valdez, he went 4 1/3, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a home run he gave up. And the bullpen after that, Stanek, he gave up a run. You thought, oh, okay, the Twins, maybe they got a shot. And then in Game 3, Christian Javier pitched very well. Sonny Gray did not. Astros ended up winning the game 9-1. Sonny Gray, 4 innings, 4 earned, 8 hits, 6 strikeouts, gave up 2 home runs in the game. Christian Javier, solid start, 9 strikeouts, 1 hit, 5 walks. In 5 innings, and the bullpen did their job. Top of the first, Kyle Tucker singled to make it 1-0. Jose Abreu hit a 3-run home run to make it 4-0. Alex Bregman made it 5-0 with the home run in the top of the 5th. Top of the 6th, he singled to make it 6-0. Willie Castro singled to make it 6-1. Yordan Alvarez hit another home run to make it 7-1, and then Jose Abreu hit another home run to make it 9-1, and that was the final score there. And then we go to Wednesday's game, and the Astros finished it off winning 3-2. Royce Lewis hit another home run to make it 1-0. Brantley tied the game in the top of the second with a home run. Jose Abreu, another home run to make it 3-1, and Julian homered to make it 3-2. And that was the final score. Urquidy made the start for the Astros. He went 5 2/3, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and the bullpen did their job. And Joe Ryan, he made the start, 2 innings, 1 earned run, and the bullpen, Thielbar, he gave up 2 runs. So that was kind of the difference in the game. And I think there was some criticism because Rocco Baldelli, took him out when he actually wasn't doing that bad. But that's where we are now. That's where we are. Managers just take their starters out. You just hate to see it. I mean, you see it all over the place now. I mean, the Blue Jays are doing it. It's just, I don't understand why these guys just don't have faith in their starters, and they just got to go to the bullpen. But it's like you're wasting your bullpen by doing that. I don't know. And I know that, listen, what Joe Girardi did in the 2017 wildcard game, that is what you're supposed to do. When your pitcher really just does not have it, that's when you take him out. But then again, you don't want to take him out too late because then you have no shot to win, like the Dodgers with Kershaw the other day. So, but look, listen, you guys know how I feel about the Astros. I'm a bitter man when it comes to the Astros. I am. They have caused me a lot of pain over the last several years. Obviously, the whole cheating scandal thing, but I think you guys know my stance on that as well. Although, you don't like to see that happening, of course, and that disgusts you. This team did not win the World Series in 2017. They didn't beat, at least with the Yankees, they didn't beat the Yankees because they cheated. They beat the Yankees because the Yankees just could not hit. They ruined my first playoff experience. Again, the Altuve walk-off against Chapman. Getting swept last year. Although, I'll be honest, getting swept last year, I really was not depressed. I got over that pretty quickly. I actually barely watched the game 4 because I just did not want to watch it. But I tuned in and I got to see them celebrate. As much as I'm bitter towards them, they are a very good team. They're a very good team. It's amazing how they lose guys go to different teams like Correa, who they just played against, George Springer, just those guys, for example, but they just keep going. They're a machine. I mean, they pulled off the genius move of getting Verlander back, which was good for them. They're going back to the world. I'm not going to make the prediction yet, but I was almost about to say it. I'll wait till we get to the next segment. But they've just been unbelievable. There's nothing really else to say. But that's why when people are complaining about the playoff format and all that, look at what the Astros did. They were able to move on with no problem. So why do we got to make excuses for the Braves and the Dodgers? Why? Because they've gotten knocked out in the division series the last 2 years. What are we doing? I don't know. It's just you got to give them credit. And now it sets up a very good series with the Rangers. So I really looking forward to seeing what that series brings. I mean, it should be a great series. I mean, it is. It's going to be a great series. So I'm really looking forward to what that series brings. And the Astros pitching was good. Javier was good. Verlander was good. Framber Valdez, I mean, there's a little bit of worry with him, but I mean, the lineup is great from top to bottom. I mean, they got guys like Chas McCormick, who I like as a player. I mean, at the bottom of the lineup, I mean, I wish, my team had guys at the bottom of the lineup could do what Chas McCormick does, and you got Brantley back healthy. Jose Abreu's having a good postseason. Alvarez is doing what he's supposed to do. I mean, team's a machine. And you could dislike them all they want, but you got to give them the props when it's due. And, yeah, listen, I had them winning this series, of course. I wasn't going to be like, hey, the Twins are going to knock them out, especially with the Twins' past history in the playoffs. But, hey, you know what? Give the Twins credit because they actually beat the Astros. Because going into the World Series last year, the Astros did not lose a postseason game. Yankees couldn't even beat them. So, you know what? The Twins have a more recent playoff win against the Astros than the Yankees do. So for the Yankees, you're doing that, the audit, that should be part of the conversation. How is it that the Minnesota Twins can get a playoff win against the Astros, but you can't? Just something to think about. Just saying. But you know what? I mean, good for the Twins getting this far. They ended that playoff drought. Obviously, yeah, there was some criticism with how Rocco Baldelli managed the pitching staff, but listen, that's what everybody's doing now. Starting pitching doesn't mean anything to some of these teams. That's why be thankful for a lot of these teams that you have an ace pitcher that could take it the distance and go 7 innings, because we're starting to lose that, and that is something that really is going to hurt the game. Is they're an endangered species right now, starting pitching. Because before you know it, it's just going to be, you're going to have guys just pitching, 3 innings. And I don't like that. I don't. Because what is important about a bullpen is you want to make sure you don't burn it out. Because you could say, yeah, we got this great bullpen, but you get to the postseason and you overuse that bullpen, your bullpen is going to be shot, and then they're gonna fold. Then what's the point of having starting pitching? I don't know. They try to get too cute. I mean, I talked about it on the football podcast with Andy Reid getting cute with his play calling. I mean, that's what baseball teams are doing with their pitching staff. They're getting too cute. Hey, we're gonna take you out and we're gonna put in our other starting pitcher to in relief because he's good against these hitters. Or whatever, the matchups, the analytics. It's just like moves like that are a problem. When you're taking out your starter who's got, and I'm going back to when Schneider took out Barrios, and you put in Kikuchi, who is not a relief pitcher. It's just like, what numbers are you looking at? I don't know. Blue Jays don't really matter at this point. Right now, we are focused on the Houston Astros, the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Philadelphia Phillies, and when we get back from our final break of the show, the Texas Rangers as well. I'm going to be honest, I honestly forgot if I said this, but just to remind you guys once more, to support the show, for donations and tips, to get your comments recognized, go to streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. Again, that really helps the show. And once again, for bonus coverage materials that are not covered by this broadcast, make sure to go to patreon.com and search up GSMC Sports Network. I don't remember if I said that at the beginning of this segment because we usually do it at the third part of the show. I really don't know. I've been all over the place today with how my shows have gone today. So, so I just wanted to throw that in there. So, with that, we are going to take our final break of the show. And then when we come back, we are going to talk about the Rangers-Orioles series, and that'll be it. We'll talk about the Rangers sweeping the Orioles, and then that will be it for the live portion of the baseball podcast. So, stick around, and we will be right back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast.